I bought this Mini Cooper S as a non-runner, and now I've repaired it and driven it for the first time in 3 years.
But it wasn't that easy. To get the engine to actually start, I had to remove the old alternator that had exploded and seized, and after fitting a brand new one, the engine came back to life. But even after that, it still needed a lot of work to bring it back to its former glory.
And since then, this car actually passed its MOT, so I put it up for sale and has since sold.
But the real question is, with all of the repair costs, did I make any profit towards that Audi RS3?
Okay, with the Mini gone, it's time to add up how much everything costs to buy the car, all the parts to repair it, get it repaired, MOT, everything. So we're going to start from the top, which is of course the car, which we paid £650 for. The bulbs for the number plates were just £5 for a pack of 10, I think. The alternator that we needed to replace was £95. The battery was £54. The belt for the alternator was £8 and 28p. Rocker cover gasket, £7 and 96p. We've got rocker cover bolts. We needed to replace all the bolts from that rocker cover because they all rounded off. They were £32 for that kit. The little coolant pipe that we needed to go directly to BMW for, that was only £4, 55p, which I think is very cheap from BMW. Of course, the MOT to get it back on the road was £45. And then, of course, as you've seen in the last video, it failed its MOT, and it made more sense at the time to just leave it there and let them do the repairs. So, for all the parts, which I think was the track rod end and the rear brake pads, they cost £33 and 41p. Again, thank you to Motorstop. And then the labour to get that all done came to £165. Now, I was hoping to make a bit more profit on that Mini because we sold it for £1,500. If I'd have waited, if it had been near summer, I'd have probably been able to get more to 1,800 to 2,000, but for a quick sale so we can move on to the next one, we sold it for 1,500. So I'm going to add up all of this, take away how much it cost from what we sold it for, and then we'll know the profit. So adding all that up together comes to £1,100 and 2p. We'll forget about the 2p. I don't think anyone is going to be too bothered about that. So we pretty much made £400 on the Mini, which I don't think is too bad, but it would have been nice to make a little bit more. But now for the RS3 fund, we have £1,802 and 54p. For the 3 cars that we've done, I don't think that's too bad. Maybe in the future we'll buy some more expensive cars with more profit margins and take a few bigger risks to try and get to that RS3 a little bit quicker. But for now, you know what it's time for? It's time to try and find the next car, which this time I don't actually have to do because I've already been offered one. I'm hoping we can bring this one home because he's offered it me for a very good price. It all just depends on how much it needs and how long it will take to repair and what we could potentially sell it for in the end. But again, it's worth a look, so let's go have a look. And we've got a special guest that's given me a lift to go look at the car. And that special guest is, of course, Baz. He's back on the channel. Now, what you haven't seen is how many cars have we gone to view now? 2 or 3? Yeah, 2 or 3, and unfortunately they've all fallen through. So we're hoping today we can actually get a car, bring it back, fix it and sell it. So we're 13 minutes away. Let's check the car out and keep our fingers crossed. What do you think? Do you think this one's going to go to plan? No. No, never does.
Buying a broken car is always going to be a risk because you never know how bad the damage or repair is going to be. Sometimes people just don't have the time to repair their cars, and other times they're trying to hide something that's pretty serious. So like always, I'm going to go at this one with an open mind and see if I can try and diagnose some things on the spot.
The car should be, we're hoping, round the corner. And I'm hoping this one's actually going to go through because I need to buy a car to fix. It should be anywhere around here on the left. There's a guy stood there. Here it is. There. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? So it's a BMW 3 Series 320D. That does look nice, doesn't it? Right, let's go have a look.
This is a 2010 BMW 320D E92. It does have its little issues, but first I want to take a good look around it.
Now it has got a few issues that we'll go through a little bit later. For now, I'm just going to make sure that visually the car's decent, and it kind of, I mean, I like it, do you?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a lovely car, and the price that the guy's asking I think is very reasonable for the few issues that this car has got. But he's already given me the keys, so we'll quickly take it on a test drive, and a little bit later we'll go through the issues. Check out the interior. He's had it valeted. It's literally looking brand spanking new. Cloth interior, steering wheel's in really good condition. It is a 6-speed manual. This is a really, really nice car. Right, let's take it on a test drive. Start us up nice. We have got an engine light on though, which of course is something that we're going to have to look into. 155,000 miles. Did you get your seatbelt passed to you then? Bit more luxurious than mine. Yeah, the engine light's on. I have been told what it could potentially be, but I think we can fix it within budget and still make profit on this one. So as long as it drives all right, I quite like this, do you?
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it? Right, let's go.
So, of course, I took the car on a test drive, and I was actually quite surprised at how well it did drive. But of course, it was in limp mode because of that engine light, and I also found one of the other issues that the previous owner had told me about.
Clunking noise, just on cue. But I'm going to make the owner an offer. Oh, clunk, clunk. And if he accepts it, I'm going to take it. And if not, I do want this car, so we'll see what we can come up with.
What do you think, Basil?
It's very nice, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Why?
I need to pay engage drive.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's nice, I really like that. I'm not normally a kind of a BMW fan, but
You're a Volkswagen fan,
yes,
aren't you? Yeah.
but that is quite nice.
Right,
Shall we
here
run
he is.
How much would it cost me to run him over?
Yeah, I think we could run him over.
Okay.
Here he is.
Hello!
I've just bought myself another BMW. Let's
Right.
get it home.
Good luck.
And on the way home, that engine light actually went off, which tells me that it's not a serious issue. But little did we know that this journey home was going to quickly turn into a nightmare. We just took a wrong turn and are now having to make our way through a completely flooded road between two rivers. Baz in the truck is fine, but with the BMW being so low, this could cause some serious damage to the engine, or even worse, hydrolock it. At this point, none of us realised how deep the water actually was, and if I was to reverse out, I could risk water travelling up through the exhaust system and damaging the engine. This was pretty bad.
We're not getting through there. Your dad might make it in the truck, but we're not getting through there. How far does that go? Oh, there's no way we're making it through there. Some bikers have just came past and said I wouldn't bother, there's a car down there, apparently it's up to its wing.
This will probably get through it, no issue.
This will probably be fine.
But it's
Should we leave that there and go through with it?
no.
We're gonna have to turn around.
Over there, look.
I know, it's everywhere.
River.
What, the river's just come over. Oh, look at the field. We're gonna have to turn around, because if we hydro lock that on the way home, there's gonna be absolutely zero profit in the car.
That'd be great content though.
Absolutely no profit. We have to turn around.
I don't know why they don't close the road.
Yeah,
road
that's
should be shut.
bad. That. I mean, even there, look how deep it is just there. It's like I'm not risking this. No way.
The problem now is we're heading back, which means I'm driving against the current. This flood must have happened earlier today because the road wasn't even closed. And from what the people on the dirt bikes were saying is that further down there's a car that's floating in the flood. So I just need to take it slow and just hope that nothing goes wrong.
How deep you were.
Yeah, I know. I'm assuming
It was past the number plate.
past the number plate.
It was literally all the way up to the thing.
Oh my god. The only worry is if it gets in the boost pipes and ends up going through. But I mean, if they're airtight, they should be watertight, really. Let's just hope it's got no boost leaks. But It's still going, so...
Found it amusing, did you?
Have you seen how bad that's flown?
That's what I was just saying. This has been an eventful one, hasn't it? This time we'll get the car, but it'll break on the way home.
And after going through the last part of the flood, luckily nothing went wrong. That was close.
What, have they just closed the road?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we've got the kind of blue brown somehow up here.
I mean, I think this thing was literally at its limit on that last puddle. Any deeper and I think it'll be night for this car.
You look like Aqua Marina. I think when we go up here and go right, follow the road to the right, I think we're back on more or less the main roads.
Alright.
Okay, I think from here we should be alright. We're a little bit higher, nowhere near that river lake thing, so we should be able to get the BMW back all in one piece, but that was pretty scary, I can't lie. I thought we were going to hydrolock the car 100%, but I think we're alright.
Relieved that it didn't go wrong and that we made it through, we had a quiet drive home and finally got the BMW back on the driveway.
Now, over the last couple of years, I've been visiting the Nürburgring pretty often, and one thing that's always been a problem for me is my mobile phone data. I either get massively overcharged or when I arrive don't have any data at all. But thanks to UBG, that is now an issue of the past, because when I arrive at my destination, I'll be connected to super fast and reliable internet and service.
UBG is an eSIM that only takes a few seconds to activate and works in over 200 plus destinations. Simply download the UBG app, purchase your data plan and install your eSIM. Activate it once you've landed at your destination and that's it.
They offer 5G service in over 40 destinations, and if you go over your plan, don't worry because it's super easy to top up with the app. So to make sure that the next time you go abroad you're not getting overcharged for your data, make sure you hit the link in the description. It will take you to UBG and you can use the discount code Jesse for 10% off. Right, let's get back to work. Okay, here we go. BMW E92 320D. Right, first thing is to have a look under here. This is a 2-litre diesel, of course, the N47 engine, which is not as robust as the M47, but this one's a little bit more economical and a little bit more awkward to work on, so I've been told. I think what makes sense to do first of all is to scan this car through on the diagnostic machine and just see if the car is telling us anything.
So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug in the Autel diagnostic tool, scan through the engine control module and just see if there's any reason or remnants of that engine light.
Engine. Let's actually see what is wrong with the car. Read codes. Please tell me it's got at least one code. Oh. I think I was being a bit wishful there. There's a lot of absent codes on here. But we do have something for the exhaust gas recirculation, oil pressure switch absent. The only present ones apparently are brake vacuum pressure sensor signal, preheating control unit diagnosis feedback, and that's it. They're the only kind of present ones. Maybe I turn it on and then scan it again.
These fault codes could have been some that have happened in the past and are no longer issues, so I'm going to erase them entirely off the car and then I'm going to run the car back up to temperature and just see if anything comes back.
So the only two codes we still have are preheating control unit, I have no clue, and brake vacuum pressure sensor signal, which I have no clue about. I don't think any of them, well clearly none of them are going to be like bad enough to trigger the engine light. So somehow I'm going to have to try and get this engine light to come back on, and I don't know how.
With that engine light coming on and off so frequently, I think it makes sense to just keep doing a few cycles of turning the car on and off, giving it some revs and then scanning the car through again and seeing if any of them EGR faults have returned, which luckily one of them did.
Oh, we've turned it off and we've got the EGR fault come back. Controller position control, digital diesel electronics, exhaust gas recirculation controller, position control. Okay, that is what the previous owner did say. You said that there was an EGR problem with this car. So it's just an intermittent fault that sometimes it triggers the engine light, sometimes it doesn't. It does say absent, but that's from me turning the car on, turning the car off. So I think the first thing to do, I just think remove the EGR and give it a clean. It's a free thing to do and we don't have to chuck the parts cannon at it. So I think we should just crack on with that. Remove the EGR, clean it up and just see if this fault either goes away or is still here.
Luckily, the EGR valves on this engine are right at the front, so this should be a pretty easy job to remove. First, I've got to get all this plastic out of the way, so the intake has got to come out. And now those 3 bolts are loose, I can disconnect this intake scoop from the bottom of the airbox and lift it up and out of the way. Next, remove the engine cover. And now I've got to take out the airbox. It's held in with 2 bolts and connected to the intake pipe with a clamp, so I'm undoing that as well. And also unplugging the MAF sensor. Onto the intake pipe. This is held on by a metal clip underneath that's a little bit awkward to get to, and also a bolt from behind. And once both of them are off, this should come out. This is the EGR valve, and I'm hoping that once we remove it, it's full of dirt, gunk and soot from the exhaust gas recirculation system. I can see that it's got these original BMW clips that hold on the coolant pipes, which to me might indicate that this has never been removed, so it could be pretty dirty. If it is, then I might be able to clean it and solve that problem once and for all. To take this out, there's 2 bolts holding it in place, 1 electrical plug and then 2 coolant hoses, and then we should be able to remove it out of its position.
Okay, I think after this bolt, that should be the EGR valve loose. We've unplugged it, I've taken off the coolant feed, so I think with a few taps, this should come loose. What I'm hoping for is this is all horrible and dirty. I don't think it's been off. So let's have a look. Come on. Can you see if it's dirty? That does look clogged up, doesn't it? There looks like a lot of build up on there. There we go. Oh, look at all of that. That's pretty clogged up, in it. That, I'm going to say, it's probably never been cleaned. Right, let's get it off and let's clean it. I've actually got a pretty cool kind of home remedy of how to clean these. Oh, there she is. 1 EGR valve. Yeah, check all that out. Look at all this. Right, that definitely needs a clean. Okay, so all of this carbon build-up is exhaust gases, hence exhaust gas recirculation valve. So instead of all of the gases leaving your exhaust, and when you see people have EGR deletes, there's a lot of black smoke come out the back of their car. With an EGR, it basically puts it back into the intake system, so it goes through this EGR valve back into the inlet manifold, and by doing that, as you can see down here, it just clogs up and clogs up with soot that should have really gone out of the exhaust system. These are more problems than what they solve, in my opinion, but it's apparently illegal to delete them, so we've got to clean this one up. And I'm hoping, with how bad this looks, if this looked good, I'd be a little bit skeptical as to if that was the issue on the dashboard, but it looks pretty bad. And what you can do to clean these, today's Sunday and I can't nip to Motorstop because they're closed, but you can nip to Tesco and buy yourself some Mr. Muscle oven cleaner, and this will help eat away at all of the carbon build-up on this EGR. So I'm going to soak it, let it sit for a while, and then try and agitate it and get this thing looking as clean as I can possibly get it.
So I'm going to cake this EGR valve up with the oven cleaner and leave it to sit for a good while. I want this to eat away at all of that soot and dirt, and hopefully we can get it pretty clean. Whether it works or not, this is definitely a lot better than it was. Let's just hope that it might just fix that problem.
Well, I'm not saying that this is going to fix it, but it's definitely a damn sight cleaner than it was when I took it off. So there's a good chance that this may work, and it might have just been a clogged up sticky valve, but I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's get it back in the car and see if that fault code comes back.
So I'm going to reconnect the two coolant hoses, refit the two bolts holding it down, and of course plug it back in. Next job is the intake pipe. The metal clips can be a pain to remove, but getting them back in is pretty simple. All you have to do is push them back into place. Now the intake pipe's back on, I can reinstall that air box and of course the intake scoop, and that's the EGR valve cleaned. Let's see if it's worked.
Okay, that is all back together. I'm not saying this is going to work. It's definitely worth a try, but there's only one way to find out, and that's see if we've still got that fault on the dashboard. So for now, I'm going to turn the ignition on and clear the fault codes, turn it on, turn it off a few times, and just see if that EGR fault does come back.
So to make this a fair test and to find out if I've actually done anything worth doing, then I'm going to do exactly the same what I did before we cleaned that EGR valve. So I'm going to turn the ignition on, run the car through the diagnostics and completely clear all of the fault codes. There's probably going to be a few more this time because we've had that EGR unplugged. But now I'm going to see what comes back after turning the car on and off a few times like we did earlier and like when that fault code came up.
Let's try it. Let the car run for a minute, give it a few revs, turn it off, turn it back on, see what faults come up.
If the fault code doesn't come back, then I'll fix this car for free, and we're about to find out.
Turn it off. Engine control module. Come on, please. Please. Oh my God, it's not come back. It's not come back. For some reason, them faults just will not go away. I don't know if they are proper faults or if they're one of them faults that kind of this car didn't come spec'd with, so they're almost unplugged. But whatever they are, they're not triggering the engine light, and the EGR fault has disappeared. No way. No way. Free of charge. Hold on. There's no EGR fault come back. What a result. What a result. I mean, it kind of does make sense when it's so clogged up like it was. Just cleaning it sometimes does work. That's kind of like it. I'm just used to everything ending up being a bigger problem than it should be. I'm not used to things actually just fixing themselves like that. But I mean, I'm going to turn it off again. Read codes. There is no way that's worked. I don't believe it. I actually don't believe it. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it, of course, and we'll drive this car again and see if it does come back. But earlier I cleared the code, turned the car on, turned the car off, and that code came back, you all saw. As of now, it's not doing that, so something has definitely changed. Whether it's fixed it or not, I'm not sure, but as of now, that code isn't present. So, for the moment, I'm going to say that's fixed. Right, on to the next one. Which is, of course, the last issue with this car that I know of, and that is the top mounts. So, of course, the wheels have got to come off because I've got to drop the suspension to replace the top mounts. But there's one thing letting this car down with how nice the paintwork is on this car. The wheels, unfortunately, are just a little bit curved, and it just brings the car down a little bit. On top of that, the centre caps are all faded, nasty and horrible looking. So I think it only makes sense that while we're taking the wheels off, we might as well get them refurbed.
If I can fix the suspension issue with this car, the only thing that will be letting it down will be the alloys, so it only makes sense to get them sorted while I try and figure out this clunking noise, and there's only one place I'm taking them.
So, of course, there's only one place that we can bring our wheels to the wheelman once again. He's going to look after these, make them look a lot better than they do. Do you reckon we could get some centre caps on them, Sam?
Yeah, I've got centre caps.
Sweet, get some new centre caps on them. I won't show you the colour, which is probably quite obvious what we're going.
Yeah.
I think it's best to go for silver again. If we go for any other colour, it's going to take away from its originality. But we're going to leave these here, let Sam work his magic while I sort out them top mounts. Shout out to the wheelman. Okay, the next job, which I'm hoping should be the final one, as long as that EGR problem stays away, is these top mounts. These have been switched over to coilovers, and the previous owner was telling me that he used really cheap bad top mounts, and that's the reason that they are creaking and making that horrible noise. So I've gone out to Motorstop, of course, and purchased 2 brand new top mounts, and all I've simply got to do is switch them over, and hopefully that stops any of the clunking noises. Fingers crossed. All we've got to do now is get them out and replace them. So let's go.
Let's get these front coilovers removed and try and find out why they're making such a noise. First, I'm removing the main bolt holding the strut to the hub. After that, I can undo the drop link and then loosen off the 2 lower wishbone bolts. This will allow the hub to drop lower so I can pull the coilover up and out of its sleeve. On the strut tower, there's 3 30mm bolts, but to get to the last one, I've got to undo the bolt for the strut brace, move that out the way, and then that should be the coilover out.
I mean, that top mount looks pretty new, but apparently it's not right. I'm not entirely sure what the clunking noise actually is, because the top mounts on these look pretty much brand new. So I'm a little bit confused really, because they look like 2 new top mounts and there's nothing else really that should be making these making a clunking noise. Looks no different to that right there. I thought maybe there'd be something obvious on here, but there's actually not. Okay, so I have had a quick check and I've found a video online, and apparently between the top mount and the coilover there's meant to be a tiny little kind of spacer, as you can see there. So that's the only difference. After that you can see that the top mount goes straight on. So something has got to be missing for this to make such a loud clunk. So I think it's best I just take this apart and see what happens. Well, I think I found the problem. There is no spacer on this little part, and there needs to be. So I better try and find that spacer. At least we don't actually need these top mounts. We can take them back, and it saved us a good bit of money there. So let me try and find what should go between this coilover and this top mount.
So while Motorstop are searching high and low to try and get me some of them spacers, I might as well start taking the driver's side coilover off, because I'm assuming this is going to be the exact same situation and that spacer is going to be missing. So I'm going to do the same as the passenger side. I'm going to undo the main bolt for the strut, take out the drop link bolt, and then the 2 bolts for the lower arms.
There we go.
And of course the 4 bolts up top holding on that strut tower, and that's that coilover out as well.
And of course that one is the exact same. Okay, we just need that spacer slash washer thing.
The only thing I need now is them 2 spacers, and Motorstop have searched high and low and have given me some pretty bad news.
I've got a bit of a problem. The last thing to do to get this car fixed is simply put the spacer slash washer that I'm missing on top of this strut, put the top mount back on, bolt it together and fit it on the car. But unfortunately, some things don't go to plan. Motorstop have searched high and low. A massive thank you to them. They've took a lot of time to try and find them little washers. But unfortunately, typically for me, they are seeming a very, very hard part to get hold of. There's two places that hold stock of these. BMW don't have any, and none of Motorstop's suppliers have any at all. The first place is eBay, and you can buy this kit here for £41, and it comes with one washer and the bolts that I've just took off to do this job. The only problem with that is they are singular washers, so I'd have to buy two of those kits to get two washers, which would cost £80. The only other place on the internet is actually Amazon, and they have them for £20 each, and they are an official genuine BMW part. BMW front strut damper shock top mount spacer washer and the part number. They're £20 each, so it costs £40, which doesn't matter too much because we're taking the top mounts back, so that would be the only cost to repair this car so far, which is fine with me. The only problem that I'm going to have is if I order on Amazon, they don't come until the 26th of December. If I order them on eBay, we've got a postage estimate of the 29th till the 5th of January. This video, of course, is being watched by you guys on the 24th, which is Christmas Eve, and I'm not going to be able to get these parts in time, which I'm gutted. I guess this is just reality. This is cars, and some things go to plan, some things don't. The plan was to buy a car, fix it all in one video and get it ready to move on, but just not meant to be. It's just not meant to be. That's all I had to do, is buy them washers, put them on there, bolt them back to the car, go grab the wheels off the wheelman, and this car would be complete. But it's not going to happen, unfortunately. I just can't get hold of the parts in time.
Some you win, some you lose, and sometimes things don't go to plan, but then other times a miracle happens.
I actually cannot believe what has just happened. I was currently editing this video ready to go live tomorrow, which is the 24th, Christmas Eve. I get a knock on the door and someone posts a parcel of the spacers. I ordered them at 4 o'clock yesterday. It's 1 o'clock today. They've came within 24 hours, and even on Amazon it doesn't say they're arriving until the 27th now. It actually updated when I ordered them to be delivered on the 27th, and they've just arrived on the 23rd. I cannot believe my luck. I'm absolutely buzzing. That never ever happens to me. I never get lucky like that. So all I've got to do is fit these to the struts, put the top mounts on the struts, get them back in the car, and we can finish this car today. Let's go.
I guess sometimes things actually do go to plan, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get these spacers fitted onto the shock absorbers. I'm going to refit them top mounts, get them all back together, and get them on the car. I guess I'm also lucky that this BMW is pretty easy to work on, and getting the strut back in place isn't too hard at all. All I'm doing is knocking the coilover back into its position in that sleeve, and once it's in, I'm going to then jack it up, get the 3 bolts in at the top on the strut tower, and then of course refit all the bolts underneath, the drop link, the main bolt for the strut, and of course tighten the 2 rear lower arm bolts. And as easy as that, that's that coilover back fitted properly with that spacer. Now I'm onto the passenger side, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on that driver's side. Get the spacer onto that coilover, get the top mount fitted, and then get that coilover back onto the car.
Okay, we just had the call from the wheelman that the wheels are ready to collect. So Georgia is going to grab them while I put the rest of this together, and by the time she gets back, this should be all finished and we can get the fresh new wheels on, and then take this car on a drive.
All I've got left to do on this side is just refit that wheel arch trim, and of course make sure everything's tight by nipping them all up, and get up in the engine bay and tighten the 3 bolts holding the strut to the strut tower and that 1 bolt for that strut brace, and that's the coilover back installed.
Done. The wheels are back. Oh, look at them. He does a 10-10 job every single time. These are going to completely top that car off and make it look that little bit nicer. Again, a massive thank you to the wheelman. I'll leave his link in the description down below. Let's get these on and let's finish this car once and for all.
I still can't believe I've actually managed to finish all these jobs. I thought that this would take a lot longer with us having to wait for them spacers, but now the wheels are on, the car's looking amazing.
Look how good they look. Brand new refurbished alloys. They can make any car look 100 times better, but there's one thing that will be nice to just finish it off, and luckily the wheelman has provided once again, and that is some brand spanking new centre caps. So I think the last job to do before we drive this car is get these fitted and then go test it. Moment of truth. Have we fixed the BMW 320d? It's time to find out. Let's go take it for a drive.
So after taking the car on a quick test drive, taking some harsh turns and purposely hitting potholes, I came to a verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a verdict. I've been driving it round for the past 15-20 minutes now, and as you can hear, there's no knocks or bangs, and there's no more clunking noise. I'm going to do a full 360 here just to make sure. No clunking noise whatsoever. I'll go back the other way. That's fixed, all because of that little spacer. Good news as well, the engine light hasn't come back on. We will scan it through when I get back to the driveway just to make sure, but as of now, this car is actually driving really nice. There's no knocks, no bangs, no horrible noises. I think we've definitely sorted that suspension problem. The only thing left to figure out is if that fault code has gone back or not. Let's go find out.
So once again, I'm going to scan the car through the diagnostic machine and just keep my fingers crossed that whatever I've done has made a difference and that fault code has stayed away.
Moment of truth. Diagnosis, control unit, drive, engine, read codes. Come on, please, please. Yes! Yes! That fault code has not came back. What a result this car has been. I'm so, I'm just gobsmacked that everything has gone to plan, everything has gone smoothly, and it's pretty much cost me almost nothing to sort the problems on this car out. What a turn of events. This one has definitely been a winner. But I guess you guys want to know how much I paid for it and how much it's cost me to fix it. So I guess the big question is, how much did I pay for this car? I bought this car for £900 on the dot. This one isn't going to take very long because what it cost me to repair this car is £40 and 20p. So of course, in total, this car owes me £940 and 20p. I think this one has been the most successful so far, and I think with this being such a nice example, we should be able to make good profit on this one. What a result. Well, that's the BMW all finished and all complete, and of course, if any of you guys are interested in this car, then let me know. But I want to just say, I hope everyone watching these videos has an amazing Christmas. This last year has been a huge one for the channel, and it is thanks to you guys, whether you're subscribed, whether you're not. If you're just watching the videos, you're helping me out massively, and I just appreciate all of it. So I hope you all have an amazing Christmas. If you did enjoy this video, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
You wear a hat they call dad. Me, I'm the dad in a hat. You just like clubbing and clothes. Me, I like afternoon naps. 3 happy meals for the road. My oldest like counting racks. My middle one, she's in a dirt bike. My youngest is just like a mama. The mama loves me and I love her, so if she wants something, it's never a bother. 3 little ladies, my babies, and 1 on the way.